Hello, guys. This is third stream, but it's episode two. Well, then again, I said the first episode was a pilot episode 0, just testing out water on what's good and what is not. I would like everybody to have a good morning. It is 9:34 a.m. here in the Philippines, and we're just gonna talk about a lot of random stuff. But if if I look at it, I'm thinking of there's only a few things to talk about, but only like five topics. The other one has two parts of it. Then but we could dissect everything. Well, except this first one we're gonna talk about. So this one that we're gonna talk about is just basically Royal Rumble. So I'm gonna announce. Oh well, I shouldn't announce it right here, I guess. But basically, Royal Rumble uh will go live next week. It's January 21 right now. On January 29 at 9 a.m. here in the Philippines, Royal Rumble will be going on. So, uh, there are as of this stream right now, SmackDown is still running. It's still going. So we don't know the final. Well, we never knew who would be the final list in the Royal Rumble match, but at least we have an idea of the list of matches so far. This we still have two more SmackDown shows and one more, one more Raw, so we would know who are the participants. Given that uh, we might not have, we don't have enough time for the next stream to talk about this, so I'm just gonna talk about it now. Okay, this is the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is the start of the road to WrestleMania. It is the road to WrestleMania technically starts one pay-per-view before Royal Rumble. So the last pay-per-view was Survivor Series War Game. The Raw episode after that is technically the start of Road to WrestleMania. This is like a term used by WWE in terms of marketing, wherein it's actually, I guess, it's the best part for you to start watching wrestling again, because you would see a lot of superstars here that will try to get a match in WrestleMania. That's why it's called Road to WrestleMania. There are multiple matches that will help them go there. One of which is the Royal Rumble. And if you guys have watched wrestling long before, Royal Rumble is basically is there are 30 men. Uh, will go over the top rope, and the last remaining survivor will have a world champion match in WrestleMania, and it's WrestleMania 39. That's oversimplifying the rules, but it's just basically the match starts off with two people, and there's a timer on when will they be going. A new superstar will be coming in. I don't know how long I have to. I think it's 90 seconds or 2 minutes. I think. I guess no. I get it's 90 seconds because if it's 2 minutes, I think that's too long. It's an hour. The whole match is minimum 1 hour. So there are 30 people there. So to start with two, then every 90 seconds. Sorry, 90 seconds. There will be a new superstars getting in. And recently, WWE introduced the Women's Royal Rumble years back. This was before COVID, and now they have uh they have a men's Royal Rumble match, a women's Royal Rumble match, and a couple of matches. Um, Usually, I'm guessing what will happen here. The women's Royal Rumble match will be the first one in the card. Main event will be the men's. That's a deal with WWE that they are now trying. They're trying to have a excellent start match, so it will complement the main event. Those things in the middle are just ones to help people have enough energy. It's not always the worst match. I'm saying it's more like the first and last match are usually the best ones. Usually, it helps people to be entertained. I'll be watching this WrestleMania match. This will be on January 29 at 9 a.m. on a Sunday. So it's fine. It's on a Sunday. That's why I'm gonna watch it. So okay. Yeah, this would be the sixth women's Royal Rumble match. The first winner is Asuka. Actually, I wonder if you guys, if I said the names, I wonder if you guys would still recognize. I know most of my viewers doesn't really watch wrestling. It's like just like two or three of them. So Asuka would be number one. He's the very first winner of the very first Royal Rumble match. This is back in 2018. This was when a time Asuka, she's a Japanese wrestler. She was undefeated. She was in the NXT. NXT is a developmental program by WWE. So she was undefeated entering the NXT and all the way until the main roster, but she lost at some point. Then the second one would be Becky Lynch. I don't think you guys would recognize who Becky Lynch is. She is one of the this was the time she is part of the NXT roster that was so good, and they transition well to the main roster, which is either Raw or SmackDown. But this were I think majority of people doesn't recognize her because uh she's I guess I would say new. Because I think majority of the people that I know that who doesn't really watch wrestling, is not a wrestling fan, they reference Undertaker, Hulk Hogan. Those are like 90s. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, like 90s to early 2000s. She entered around 2010s a lot. So I don't think you would know her, but she is a very good wrestler. Charlotte Flair was the third one. Okay. You don't know, you may know Ric Flair. This is his daughter, Charlotte Flair. She won the third Royal Rumble. The fourth one would be Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair again. This is she's actually much recent superstar who went to the main roster. I think just 2 years ago. She's say with the one I discussed. With Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka. All of them came from NXT, a developmental. The last winner is actually did not go to developmental. Basically, she doesn't. She still needs developing her skills as a wrestler. However, she has a lot of star power, so she just like skip the NXT, go straight to the main roster. She's not in terms of being a wrestler. I guess she would be fine. I guess she is fine. But yeah, what happened? This is Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was the latest winner. Sure. Yeah, she was the latest winner, and she's okay of a wrestler. The thing with being a wrestler, I think, like I said, wrestling is like VTubing in a sense. You have to be good at acting, good at your skills. She is very in terms of wrestling capacity. She is decent. Like in terms of showmanship, she could do it. Her promos or how she make moves the story along, how she talks, it still needs working. But to be fair, she will probably, probably, she has given roles that she's not comfortable with, but that shouldn't be an issue. So that's one probably. The second would be okay. Before we talk about the Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble match, there are three announced matches so far. This is January 21. We have three more shows before before WrestleMania, before Royal Rumble. So this could add up. Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. It's a sponsored match. Mountain Dew's Peach Black match. This is oddly new. We have no idea how this works. It's sponsored by Mountain Dew. I don't know why. But Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Bray Wyatt is, let's say, he is, I would say, the modern Undertaker, in a sense of mystical, strange powers kind of deal. But he is more modern. He has a lot of iterations on how he portrays character. Before he was like a cult leader. in a way, that's the first part. Then it slowly dives in that he has some sort of powers that went bad. Then he got rebooted to be Bray Wyatt, that acts like Steve from Blue's Clues. The normal reaction that like kids laughing, but has an alter ego called the Fiend that just like kills, like destroys everybody who he fights. Then for some reason, WWE be like, you know what, you're fired. The wrestler that gives a lot of merch sales, they fired them. That was the weirdest decision. But when Vince McMahon, we mentioned this in the past podcast, after Vince McMahon left, they hired him back. Now he's back. Oh no, he's in danger. Then now he has a different character, which is currently he introduced a new character named Uncle Howdy, which is still not sure what it is, but basically Uncle Howdy is portrayed as Bray Wyatt's evil intent. If I understand, it's very complex on how would you understand Bray Wyatt. You need to watch it thoroughly. At first, we thought Uncle Howdy is just basically Bray Wyatt with a mask on and just like the Fiend. But no, this guy they went face to face with one another. So it's very interesting. So basically, he's feuding with LA Knight. Also, he's actually a veteran wrestler who just got to WWE. He's been there for a while. So let's see what will happen. Next up would be Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. I mentioned Bianca Belair before, and um, Bianca Belair before, and she was a previous Royal Rumble winner, and she's still the current champion, and she's being challenged by Alexa Bliss. Also came from NXT. She is very, very good. She is very, very good. Both of them are. Now, the story of this match is not really focusing of Belair versus Bliss. The most interesting thing about this match is that Alexa Bliss was a former teammate or had a former allegiance to Bray Wyatt. Then Bray Wyatt left. Here's what happened: is when Bray Wyatt left, Alexa Bliss' character before was like an evil doll, evil play doll, if you will. Then when Bray Wyatt left, the creative had a lot of confusion. Like, okay, it's the story goes like Alexa Bliss is like being manipulated or being molded by Bray Wyatt to be this person. Now Bray Wyatt left. What happened to her character? So what they did is they slowly bring up her old character. Like, I think she was mentally insane, and she was being helped to go back to her old self. And now she's back to her old self. Bray Wyatt comes back. So now every time that Belair and Bliss meet, no. Every time Bliss come out on the screen, Uncle Howdy is like dragging her back to Bray Wyatt. So the question now, and every time Uncle Howdy comes to her, come towards her, shows up to her, she's becoming more violent. There's also a heavy speculation that Bray Wyatt is building another faction, a group of people, called the Wyatt Six. So far speculation: Bray Wyatt, probably Uncle Howdy, and he will recruit 4 more, and one of them would probably Alexa Bliss. But we will see if this will continue. It's gonna be exciting what will happen. The next one, this is actually the last one of that announced so far, is Roman Reigns. I guess this Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. If you guys, again, if you haven't watched wrestling recently, like in the last 10 years, you might not know who Roman Reigns is. To give you guys perspective, he is related to The Rock and the Usos. The Usos are the current tag team champions. They have a faction called the Bloodline, because okay, Roman Reigns is part of the Anoa'i family, which is a very um popular wrestling family. The most popular they have would probably be The Rock. The next one I would say, if I'm talking about mainstream, uh, second would be Rikishi. That would be in terms of I'm saying like popular minus Roman Reigns because currently right now I would go for Roman Reigns in terms of wrestling fans. Roman Reigns is number one. Number two is The Rock. But if you got to talk about like in a general public, number one is still be The Rock. So he's gonna fight Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is an indie darling, I would say. He came from the indies, very talented. I like his physique is not really the guy. It's not a normal physique. He's actually chubby, but he moves so fast. He dives the ring. He is scary, and he is very talented wrestler. I think the story of I forgot the story of this Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens because basically Kevin Owens got an opportunity again for a match. They already fought before, but Roman Reigns is still continuing the match. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be fighting again. Sami Zayn is another friend of Kevin Owens, now part of the Bloodline. It's a hilarious story. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn joining Bloodline. Like I said, the Bloodline faction is basically composed of members of the Anoa'i family, which is Roman Reigns, the Usos, those are tag teams, and Solo Sikoa, which is actually one a newer member of the Anoa'i family that went to wrestling. Then they're what do you call this? A prophet? What is the term? It's like a messenger. Paul Heyman. If you guys watched early 2000, Paul Heyman is just a very good manager. He managed Brock Lesnar. And now he basically he betrayed Brock Lesnar in replace for Roman Reigns. And they and Sami Zayn joined the Bloodline, which is a very funny. If I can't really give justice to Sami Zayn on how he joined the Bloodline and how important he is to the Bloodline right now in terms of relevance. He is like oh my god, it's just funny. But yeah, there's gonna be fighting. Then the last match announced would probably the main event is the Men's Royal Rumble. Um, now if you look at the past last five winners, so I'm gonna go WrestleMania 25. WrestleMania 25, the first one again. He is a Japanese wrestler. I don't know if you know them or know him. His Shinsuke Nakamura. So he is a Japanese wrestler. I think he came in at number 10, and he just basically won. But unfortunately, well, right now he is like floating in a sense of he is a little bit quiet in terms of wrestling because it's an issue with WWE even before. Too many wrestlers, not enough shows to be featured. But he comes out every now and then. Seth Rollins was the next winner. This is he defeated Brock Lesnar on WrestleMania. Seth Rollins again, one of the people in NXT. Sadly, okay, the first three that I'm saying came from NXT. I don't think you would know most of them, but the third one you would know if you I'll talk about him later. Uh, so Shinsuke Nakamura is the first is WrestleMania 25 on the 2018, 2019 is Seth Rollins, 2020 is Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre, what happened here is this was a time where Brock Lesnar is still champion, and he was being managed by Paul Heyman, and they were like, you know what? There's a lot of people wanting to have a match against me, and like nobody deserve it, and nobody can even beat Brock Lesnar. So what he's gonna do? Brock Lesnar will join the Royal Rumble as champion, and he's just gonna win it. And what is more, he's going to be entry number 1. This is the weirdest Royal Rumble wherein Brock Lesnar eliminated half of the people. Half of the people half of the people in the Royal Rumble match. Then he got eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Then Drew McIntyre went to WrestleMania, beat Brock Lesnar. It is a fun Royal Rumble. The 2020 Royal Rumble is very entertaining to watch. I think it's already available on WWE YouTube channel, so feel free to watch it. The next winner, I guess you would guys probably know him. He is Edge. Edge. So Edge is another popular early. Well, he's been there since the 90s, but he is more popular in the early 2000 or 2010s. He came back. If I can remember, he is the second. No, he's the first entry here. He's the first entry, and he's the winner. This is way. He returned in 2019, where Seth Rollins won. Now in 2001, he's became number one entry, and he won it, all of it. He won since. So this is a great match. But I can remember correctly, he lost this one because this was the time that Roman Reigns is the reigning WWE champion, and this is what time that you cannot beat Roman Reigns. This is the start of it. It's 2021. The last winner is actually Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the last one. So this is the Brock Lesnar here was very weird in a sense. This was one of example of WWE's bad booking decisions. So what happened here is Brock Lesnar, I think he came in number 13. He came at number 13 if I can remember correctly. Number 30. So he's the last guy who entered the thing, and he cleaned house. He cleaned house. And he was he was the last one, and cleaned everybody. He cleaned everybody, which was the worst Royal Rumble match in recent history. And what happened is there is another match. Well, like I said, there will be multiple matches that will lead up for a superstar to go to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is just one of them. So what happens if a winner goes to Royal Rumble? He will choose who will be fighting. During this time, there are two champions from Raw and SmackDown: the Universal Champion and the WWE World Champion. So the WWE World Champion is Bobby Lashley. I think most people know who he is. And the other one was Roman Reigns, right? Now, the next event was Elimination Chamber. So Brock Lesnar will have before WrestleMania, basically, Brock Lesnar will have to choose to either face the WWE champion or the Universal champion. He hasn't. I can remember correctly. He hasn't chosen. He hasn't chosen a competitor yet. I think, but or if he did, he chose Roman Reigns. So another match called the Elimination Chamber. I will talk about it once if it's if it's close to the pay-per-view. He entered. So the Royal Rumble winner entered, and that elimination chamber match is for the WWE champion. Now, if I'm speaking about it, I think he chose Roman Reigns. He chose Roman Reigns, I think. So he entered the elimination chamber. The champion got got punched so hard that he went to quote unquote concussion protocol. It is actually a true protocol, but this one they just use it for content, for the sake of you don't need to pin Bobby Lashley, so keeping him strong in a way. And Brock Lesnar won that match. So now your number one contender for the Universal Champion is also the WWE Champion. That's why the main event in WrestleMania 38 was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and the winner takes all match. Wherein, like I said, Roman Reigns is still undefeated in single matches, and that's the reason. That's why he is holding both the Universal and the WWE Champion. You would see that in the advertisement. He's very good. I won't say good wrestler, but he improved tremendously in terms of delivering promos. He's like the macho guy. So now, so Men's Royal Rumble will be coming out next week. Now, before we move on to the next topic, let's just read those who have declared entering the Royal Rumble. So let's go to the women's. This is as of January 21, 2023. There are, like I said, there are 30 participants in the Royal Rumble, and 4 are announced. Basically, there are it's in a weird way for WWE, wherein sometimes wrestler will just announce that they will be joining the Royal Rumble, and some will have like a qualifying match, which doesn't make sense. So Liv in the women's Royal Rumble, Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, and Raquel Rodriguez. This for people if you don't watch NXT before, you don't know them. I do apologize, but I with the four people announced here, Rhea Ripley is my bet that will be winning here. Rhea Ripley, and it's gonna be awesome. And they both announced on their respective brand, so cool. Next will be the men's. So in the 30 are announced. 30 participants, 13 are announced that will be joining WrestleMania, joining Royal Rumble. You know Kofi Kingston for sure. He was the first one to announce. He was the first one to announce Kofi Kingston as early as December 2. So as soon as Survivor Series end, he said, "I'm joining the Royal Rumble." The majority of these guys were like a month after. Survivor Series, the there is a 2-month gap between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. Usually that is just every month, right? But yeah. So Kofi Kingston's announced first. Then these two you don't know, because like I said, these are NXT guys. Santos Escobar and Ricochet. Ricochet here, he's one of those weird instances wherein he needs to go to join a qualifier for him to be part of WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, which is so weird considering that if there was like a new wrestler, I would understand that there's like over the top rope. Okay, you guys are not allowed to join. Only those who are, But no, he's been there for a while. He became a a U.S. champion before. Then okay, Bobby Lashley, I mentioned him before. Seth freaking Rollins, I mentioned him before. Then these two, you don't know these two. Baron Corbin. I'm sure that you're not recognizing Baron Corbin, but currently his manager is JBL. Then Austin Theory. Austin Theory is the wrestler that Vince McMahon believed to be the next John Cena. I don't see it. The next two set, this is from SmackDown now. Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is going to the Royal Rumble. He is so far one of the two participants who already won the Royal Rumble. So he'll be he announced he'll be joining. Gunther. Oh my god. Okay. Gunther is the current Intercontinental Champion. I like his character so much. And I don't believe that he'll be winning though, but I like his character a lot. His name before in NXT was Walter. Then they changed his name for the purpose of merchandise. What do you mean merchandise? Basically he owns the name Walter. So if that were the case, then they can't. They're gonna get a cut out of it. That's what I'm saying. So the last four. Okay. Wait, has he not won before? I just realized that. Has he not won? Wait, I said 2 out of 13. Wait. Oh no, never mind. 3. 3. So the next ones would be Cody Rhodes. He will be coming back from an injury. So if you guys saw my tweets like almost a year ago, because he was injured a year ago, he was the wrestler where his muscles got torn off and continue wrestling. He fought with one booby. As so if you see like it was a very dangerous match. He'll be coming back in the Royal Rumble, and I would like him to be the winner. I would like him to be the winner. Next is Omos. Omos is basically the big show currently. There is currently like two big shows in WWE: Omos and Braun Strowman. Omos, I'm excited for him. Then the last two are previous winners, which is Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. So, well, technically, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are current tag team partners, and they announced didn't announce it on Raw and SmackDown. They announced it on Twitter. So far, that is a very decent people inside. Uh, Royal Rumble always have a lot of surprises. Legends will come back. Some celebrities will come back. Speculation that Logan Paul will be coming here. Um, we're not sure because that's the next topic we're gonna talk about. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. So before we continue, okay, hold up. Sorry. Boom, 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 boom. Uh huh. Okay. So before we continue, Ven, hello, how are you? Megaloon, hello, how are you as well? Ven said, "Is this like a Mankind Mick Foley character?" No, because Mankind and a Mick Foley character, basically, well, Mankind is like a deranged guy though, but this Bray Wyatt is like on his own, like has a split personality where Mick Foley doesn't. I sorry, Mankind doesn't. The reason why Mick Foley has like three characters, basically like he jumps up to, it's like a different character. It's what do you call this? They don't exist in the same era for Mick Foley. What do I mean? Uh he doesn't like switch clothes every now and then. Unlike Bray Wyatt, he changes. So those two exist in that same moment, but they have two different characters. That's how Bray Wyatt was. Paul Heyman is still here. Yes, he is a very good spokesman, manager. So yeah, Edge was the Royal Rumble. Yes, that Royal Rumble is hype. You're talking about the one with Seth Rollins though. What does it? Where Seth Rollins won? That's was him coming back after an injury uh that should have been not going to be what's the right term of it. It shouldn't be I forgot what the right term to is though. What's the right term of it? That she shouldn't be wrestling anymore basically. Hold on. Uh-huh. Oh, so currently I'm looking at the hmm. Currently, I am looking at any news with SmackDown. By now, I think SmackDown will be over in about an hour, so it's still ongoing. I'm checking if there are other participants in the Royal Rumble. Okay, they have a SmackDown tournament for the tag team titles, SmackDown tag team titles. Uh huh. So far, Bray Wyatt came back to his old character, the Firefly Funhouse. Let's see here. Hit row. Okay. So I guess so far there's no declaration of entrance so far. So it's fine. Okay. So far our content still as is. Okay. Next to the topic, Logan Paul and his crypto. Whatchamacallit? I don't know what how would you call it? I'm just gonna brush this off real quick. It's just basically Logan Paul was has another issue wherein he has a crypto scheme. I'm not saying scam yet. As he has a crypto thing called Crypto Zoo. Uh, I don't think. I don't. What do you call this? I don't want to give much detail to it because it's just too tedious. I really don't. I'm not interested with NFTs whatnot. But the interesting here was the people behind the crypto zoo that Logan Paul hired were a bunch of scammers, and I don't know if he got scammed as well, or he's in a weird thing. It's in a weird thing, if you could say, if you tell me. Yeah, Logan Paul was in deep water, which is if you think about it, the thing I want to talk about the Logan Paul issue is what he did right now is bad as well because basically a lot of people got scammed. Well, yes, he said he's fixing it. A lot of people got their money lost because of this crypto thing. Which no, the more I think about it, the question is that okay, so I feel like what he did recently, even though it's very bad, it's like meh. Like, oh well. Like, okay, he's there. He did something bad. Oh, well, how bad it is? Oh, it's fine. Because I don't know. Maybe it's because it's crypto related, and basically people got scammed with crypto, whereas very common, weirdly very common now. I think people should stop because you know, you know, I don't know. It's just weird, right? But my argument will be his like, if you're, right term. A lot of people said that he's getting canceled again, but I feel like it's not gonna get canceled again. He's not gonna get canceled at all because it's what's the right term of it? It's just crypto, right? He scammed a lot of people. A lot of people lose their money, but given that it's just a crypto NFT thing, nobody cared. Which a lot of that's why I'm thinking like if you keep on doing scandalous things, does it diminishes the penalty in a way? Because remember what he was the first thing that he did that he got attention to when he was in Japan and saw, well, number one, he did some crazy stuff in Japan. Crazy stuff in Japan, like very disrespectful in a way. But I would argue that yes, as much as disrespectful, there were multiple videos I've done that before. Case in point, Jackass. If you guys watch Jackass, they have scenes wherein they're in Japan and just walking around. Basically, what happened there is he will talk to the shop owner. Hey, I want to buy this sound system. Can you test it out? Then he's gonna test it out. It's like, oh yeah, I could feel like partying here. Then he's gonna take off his clothes and start dancing in front of in front of the owner. And being it's a Japanese owner, the guy would like stunned or he's trying to go away and he's getting chased by a naked guy dancing. So that happened before. This was early 2090s Jackass. They still do crazy stuff until now, but I'm just saying what Logan Paul did. It's been done before. But what was the highlight of that was when he went to what's the right term of it? When he was the one who what's the right term of it? Wait, I'm thinking of a proper term. When he went to the suicide forest and saw a dead body, and it was featured on YouTube that it was hanging. I don't know if it was blurred because I wasn't able to watch it, but yeah, that was his issue, and he have taken a lot of heat of that one, and now he has another issue which is a crypto thing, and like people don't care. I feel like it's something like just to brush off. That's why the Logan Paul issue I really don't much to talk about it. It's basically Logan Paul. It feels like if there is another issue in one person, another issue, um, people will eventually get bored to you. Because let's face it, when Logan Paul did the thing, it took him years to redeem himself. He was good again. Like he was decent. Like, when I say good, it's like people like him again. I'm not saying I like him. I'm saying people like him. And now he has another issue, but I feel like people will just brush it off. Because number one is it's crypto. Like if you're telling me that you get scammed in the cryptocurrency or an NFT, I would say to you is like, duh. There is a reason. There's a reason why crypto and NFTs are very bad. As a lot of people have said, a very bad investment idea. It's only best for short term. It's like you're gonna invest money there and leave it there for like a few days or even just weeks or even days. That's how it should be, you know? That people don't care. People don't care. Then yeah, I just gotta brush it off. So okay. Before we jump out to the next topic, it's FCC. Hello, how are you? CR po, usapang wrestling pala to. Oh yeah, what I do is at the very first topic that I always talk about here is about wrestling. The reason being that majority of my viewers are not really into wrestling, but I still want to talk about it. So what I do is, okay, I'm gonna talk about it first. Then we're gonna talk about the other stuff in the middle and in the end. So yeah, and I'm gonna have a watch party next week at 9 a.m. 8:30 is the call time, but the rest of the event is 9 a.m. So you guys, you better watch it. You better watch me, or else watch with me, guys. 9 a.m. in the morning. That's like three. I think it's 3.5 hours, probably 3 hours wrestling because that's Royal Rumble. Okay. Okay. Now we move on to the next topic, which is Velma. So as of right now, 4 episodes are been released. I have not watched any single episode. This is a new show by HBO Max. I wasn't able to give my insight on this one because, again, I don't have HBO Go, HBO Max, so I wasn't really looking forward to watching it. The trailer itself feels like it's like telling me that yeah, don't watch me. And you would really see it. It's like it has that feeling that it will tell you, "Hey, don't watch me. This is going to be a very bad show." The trailer itself is not it's basically it's insulting people that says that doesn't like change. Like doesn't like change to their old franchise. Because what they did is they made Velma Indian, Daphne Asian, African American Norbert, which is Shaggy, and average Caucasian man for Freddy. Scooby's not here. For me, in my opinion, gender swapping, race changing, and what's the right term? Gender, gender swapping, race swapping, for the sake of representation of color. Yeah, I think that's the right term of it. It's just fine. It's just fine. It doesn't really, as long as it doesn't have doesn't give too much impact to the story. It's just fine. In this, let's say that they did race changes and the 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 characters retained their the members of the mystery gang retained their character where they were in the 90s. I don't know. Is it I when did Scooby Doo got released? I don't know. But around in the past, basically, their character were consistent on who they are, what they do, because they have multiple instances of what they are, right? So in this case, they did the race and genders. I would say gender. Yeah, it's gender, right? Yeah. Swapping, but they totally change who the characters are. Like very different at all. Very very different. So it feels like it's not a Scooby Doo show. It's like a normal show where people cosplay as the mystery gang. Velma, the problem with Velma is she was the I like Velma in all of the previous iteration of Scooby Doo, the mystery gang, except for this one, because this one is like it feels like she hates everybody. She hates everybody, and I'm just commenting on the clips that I watch on Twitter, and on YouTube. That's what it feels like. Um, Norville, it's fine by me. It's fine by me that he is like that. In a in a way, it's fine. Norville, I guess, is the best character. I think so. It's not the best character. It's like the decent character to watch there. Daphne is not much on. I'm just solely on the clips, so I haven't seen much of Daphne clips, so I can't comment on her. Freddy is the one that they destroyed. They destroyed Freddy so much. Basically, his current character is like he is so spoiled. I think spoiled that he doesn't know how to eat, and he hasn't reached puberty yet. Like I'm guessing by the end of the episode, puberty will kick in, and we're gonna see the normal Freddy that we saw on Scooby Doo. I think that's what they're gonna go for. But what are we seeing right now? It's just like so bad. And the setting of the story is like how the mystery gang got formed, if I can remember correctly. So at some point, Velma will not become an Indian. Norbert will become Caucasian again. Will be Caucasian. They didn't name Norbert to be Shaggy because I think, using Shaggy in a African American guy is racist. I think that's the term that they use. It could be racist. That's why they use his real name. Daphne is doesn't like to become Asian, so she'll become Caucasian again. And Freddy is just gonna, And I'm guessing the last part of the episode is that's where Scooby Doo will appear. They're gonna adopt the dog, right, or something like that. Because that will be the case. Oh my god! I predicted season 2. I feel like Scooby Doo will be coming out in this season 1. Yes, this is go. They are filming. They're producing season 2 right now, which is I don't know why. They said that this is the number 1 animated show in HBO Max. But if you think about it, there's no other animation show in HBO Max now because they just remove everything. Some see I don't like that they're fort walling too much and using it as a joke. Yes, in Deadpool and Harley Quinn, it makes a lot of sense. It's their character. That's their character. Now if you're gonna jump into Velma, like you will get like random outbursts of that one. The one that has the best joke that is like referencing in anything is probably Norville, where he said like rom coms did him dirty, something like that. That joke, like that's funny. It's like he's like, oh, this happened in rom com, it's not happening to me. Darn it. I think in Rachel, that's what he said. Overall, I would still hold off my final review because this is a series thing. There are series that takes a while before it gets good. Maybe it's one of this. We will see. Basically, it's only 8 episodes. Episode 1 to 4 just came out. I'll find a way to watch it. But currently, what I see in the clips, it's just so bad. Like all of them were a likable character. They made Fred so stupid, where in fact he's actually a smart guy in the original series. Okay, in this original series, there's always like how would I forgot. Okay, Velma is a smart one. Daphne is always or constantly getting captured or the damsel in distress. Fred is always the leader, the leader who is all what's the right term of it? He is the leader and always set up the trap once they identify who the killer is. Like Velma will be thinking, "Oh, how do okay, I know who the killer is." Then Fred is like, "Okay, let's try to catch him." Then he'll set up a trap, and Scooby Doo and Shaggy are the ones who's scared all the time, but they are always the ones that either saved the trap, like, or cause a problem with the trap. That's what they usually do, and they turn very brave if they took Scooby snacks. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll give them that. We haven't seen Norville eating dog food yet. That's fine. But let's face it, if they're gonna use a single part of character of Shaggy and put it to Norville, it would be probably that. That he was so in love with his dog that he will eat dog food with him. That's what I'm guessing. Come on. And a lot of you guys might think, "Oh, he's exaggerating." Are you sure that I'm exaggerating? Are you sure I'm exaggerating? Because I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen. So, you know, you know. Okay. Before we continue, I guess unless you did something way worse, people will just brush it off. I mean, what he did is he scam. That's Logan Paul. He scammed people. But yeah, that's much worse, right? The next topic is actually about cosplay. It's about cosplay. About cosplay, guys. So, when we talk about cosplay, we're talking about the lot. Two things got featured. Well, raise an eyebrow during the well, the first one happened during the anime fair 2 weeks ago. No, it was last week. No, it was last week. And the other one, I'm not sure where it is, but it came out like during the time, all this happened. So I would say I would speculate that yeah, he would it happened as well in Anime Fair. So there is two of them. There's two of them, right? Oh wait, what's this? Give me one sec, guys. Give me one sec. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm checking something. Something's weirding me out. Okay. Never mind that. Okay. So we're gonna talk about two things about what happened cosplay things. The first one was there were three people went on stage. The one is wearing a priest outfit. The other one is wearing a sutana that led to believe is either a deacon or an altar server, and the other one was wearing a white shirt and black pants. So what they did, they went on stage. The one wearing not wearing the priest clothing kneeled down, and he got blessed by the priest, and just left in a way. And it gained a lot of call outs recently in the past few days. It didn't fly up in the mainstream media in a way, but it's you know, it is very what do you call this? Oh, we got it's another thing that we can talk about. The problem here is two things. Number one, um uh one of the Catholic songs that was usually being played during this is, you know, is being played. And wait. Mhm. And it's like, what? So what does that mean? So I'm guessing they're part of a competition and they went on stage while it's being played. What is the bad part of it? The bad part of wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. That's different. Fine. What happened is that it looks like the organizers allowed it because if you could hear on the video, I post a video on Twitter and in Facebook because I shared it on Facebook. What happened is that it they used a sound system, the sound system of the mall, and they did that. And it's a big question on why are they allowed to do that? Why are they allowed to do that? Like, why? Can we here's the thing. Well, I get no. I think I will generalize it in a sense. So we're gonna talk about the second issue. The second issue is a cosplayer who a person who cosplayed as Chizuru. It's a photo that's not much circling. It's a photo of her looks like giving a BJ to another cosplayer who's wearing a Benten underwear. And they blurred their faces, but by the looks of the picture, it was also in public. And it is in a sense of when is too far. What are we going to do? What do we need uh to do to tell these people that guys calm down? Like you don't why are you it doesn't mean that you are wearing a cosplay. You are permitted to do those things. There is still public decency, right? I feel like majority of here's the thing. I just started cosplaying last year for the reason that I could go to convention as Sir Wheatbread without knowing my face. So I don't know if this is like an still a recurring. It's always been like this. It's always if it does, then dang it, I don't really want to interact with them. But I'm saying what I'm saying here is when is too far, right? It feels like they can do anything because they're just like, oh, we're just cosplaying things. I feel like that's their mindset that it's fine to do it because they're wearing a cosplay. That's why my thing is like, the cosplay organizers, not just this one, that to where this incident happened, all of the every cosplay conventions out there in the world, they always use the term cosplay is not a consent, right? They reference to that. They reference that to, people like groping and touching cosplayers because just because they're wearing something sexy, it doesn't mean you're allowed to do that to them or touch them. So always ask permission. It should be stretched out wherein if you're wearing a cosplay, it doesn't mean you should do indecent things in public. Right? You're just wearing a different piece of clothing. It does not permit you to do other things. And I don't know how old those kids were. If they were like 20s, like, why? If they're at that age, like 20s, like how how are you not? How do you, when in the world do you think it's, okay? And in terms of the Catholic thing, you cannot reason out. Oh, he's probably atheist or something who's against the church. No, you can't do that. Well, if you're against the church, probably that may be the reason why. But there are people who does not believe in various religion, but still do respect people who practice it. And doing that action, I don't see that they're, you know showing of respect. If you replace, and also that's also one thing that I hate about it. Just because it's religion related, it's just fine to do. If you change everything, like you portray a race, you pretend to be another race in a cosplay, 100% they're gonna say that you're a racist or a bad person. Like, I see that as the same thing. You're disrespecting the race, or you're disrespecting the race, disrespecting a religion. That's all same to me. This end of the day, you're still disrespecting, right? So you have to, you have to show decency. Now, I'm also thinking that it's because probably I am in a cosplay. I just got in cosplay, so I don't know if this is a normal thing. If it's a normal thing, then I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't do cosplay as much. Well, then again, I already mentioned before that the only time that I'll be going to any convention that is probably related to VTubing is Conquest, which they announced now, right? I will, I will basically just go there. I will cosplay as someone, so I could, do stuff and whatnot. And after that, I'll just like, okay, bye bye. I don't think I will be going back unless I get featured. Probably I will go. But the fact that I said that I won't be going, I highly doubt that people will like try to get me to be featured. Let's face it, right? Which is just so, a little bit disappointed, not frustrated. It's like disappointed that there are people who think that it is okay, and it also gives a bad image to the cosplay community. So, I hope people would stop doing that. Come on. Oh, wait, what is this? Okay. Hmm. Okay. So last part we're gonna talk about. I'm not sure if should we brush this off. Would be very quick. So if you guys know, I talked this about in one stream before, which is the VTuber Pinas confession. This is the last part we're gonna talk about. The VTuber uh Pinas confession was a Facebook page where you're allowed to submit entries to anonymously. Then the page will share it. I think the full intention of that one is if you are a viewer or a fan of that VTuber, it's a way for you to show your support in a way that you don't want to show your name. On paper, that's good. However, it's also used to call out various VTubers that is either an actual issue or it's not an issue at all. So it became a page wherein people would really wait if there is an issue within the community, page VTuber community. And they just announced they announced this during my podcast last week that they're gonna stop doing that. They're not gonna post anything anymore. So if you check, the page is no longer available. You know. So end of the day, it's totally gone. It's totally gone. What? So I mentioned that before that it is a very thing that is very bad for the community because you gave people a way for you to attack people anonymously. If you're going to call out somebody for something that they did wrong, you should be held accountability. Like if I called out somebody, I don't. It shouldn't. And I said it wrong. It should be all on me. What happened here is some. There were entries that was proven fake. One of them is what Luvella, saying that she should stop posting lewd stuff because she's underage or a minor. Um, but she pointed out that she's not a minor at all. But I don't think she didn't give any proof. But basically she said that she's not a minor anymore and she is still allowed to do it and stuff like that. And the one who posted apologized to another entry. Oh, I thought she is a minor. She was a high school student. Oh boy. I think that's the start of it. I think there's more to it. They also the owners of the page said that they banned somebody from that group because basically the VTuber Pinas, I said this before, was owned no affiliated with the VTuber Filipinas Facebook group. So in Facebook, basically, if you have a group, you could connect a page there, and it would say, "Okay, this is our page, this is our group." Um, so the admins of VTuber Confessions, Confessions, is uh from VTuber Pinas as well. Well, at least some of them. And they said they banned somebody from the group that is very toxic in a way. I don't know who they banned to. They really don't care. But yeah, I mentioned it on the stream when I talk about it. It's like it's just so weird that you have a Facebook pay group wherein the purpose of it is show to group up people who likes VTubers in the Philippines, but you're also maintaining a page wherein it's causing a lot of harm in the community. A lot of it causing a lot of harm. It caused a lot of harm. A lot of call outs without evidence. It costs a lot. It caused a lot. Now it's gone. I hope that there's no other issues like that. Because no other page will spawn from it. And if there is gonna be like a call out, I want them to call out one another. Like it's just so weird that VTubers or a viewer calling out a YouTuber, a VTuber as well. I don't even know if it's the one who's sending is a VTuber. We all know it's a VTuber they're attacking. It could be a VTuber. No, no, no. There are entries. There are entries that saying that I collabed with him or her before, and this was like her or him, something like that. So now it's over. Thank goodness it's over. So I'm saying is that if you think they did something very bad, call them out and have accountability. And let's be real here. Majority of us are have an avatar behind us. We haven't shown our faces yet. Come on, like, why are you afraid of it, right? So that's the thing. Hopefully, it's done. It's not there anymore. Thank goodness. It stopped. Now all we need to now is like, I think number one, Facebook will be very very quiet. If I'm just saying, Facebook will be very very quiet after that. Now, if there's going to be like a quote unquote toxicity within the community in terms of PH VTuber, it will be on Twitter. Because majority of the community is on Twitter anyways. I think it will be here in Twitter. But yeah. You know what? I'm gonna post that on Facebook. That if you realize now that the page VTuber confession is gone, uh, basically Facebook will be a little bit more quiet in terms of quote unquote issues within the community. It will be if there are any issues within the community, it will probably be on Twitter, which happened multiple times already. A lot of issue that coming from within the community is on Twitter. It's not on Facebook. So technically, it's just that page is probably the one causing the toxicity that people are saying. Yeah, I'm gonna post about that. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, if you think about it. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna post about that on Twitter, also on Facebook. Basically, the majority of the people who removed on Twitter are the reasons that we don't want to go on Facebook. It's toxic there. Okay, you're moving. All majority of the issues are already on Twitter now. So basically, when all the VTubers move to Twitter, toxicity move with them. Now Facebook is just a quiet place now. I don't know. It's just a funny thing to think about. I'm gonna post about it because it's just crazy. Just weird. But yeah. Ah. Okay. Actually, we got nothing else to talk about if you think about it. We could end. We can end the stream here and now. Well, not much to talk about. Like I said, there's like only a few topics. Ben said, I guess. Oh wait, it's this about that confession page. Yes, it was a VTuber Pinas confession page. Then the war zone is moved. Yep, I'm gonna post about that later on after I end stream. So tomorrow, as always, no stream. Uh, tomorrow next week, I'm going to the schedule. I always post schedule, I guess, on Monday. I still have to wait for Shiori on when will be our next Cuphead stream. We're gonna wait for her. So, I guess it's time. We could end the stream here. We could end the stream here. It's good. It's good. We have a very short one. Is this a very short one? Oh, we have it. We just surpassed an hour mark. So basically, we can talk about other stuff. But basically, a lot of quiet things happened recently in terms of what I want to talk about. It's been very very quiet. So it's just very interesting. Well, we could talk about what. Yeah, I went. I. Well, no, I'm gonna talk about that. I think I will talk about that in detail next week. But basically, I bought a ticket now. I'll be going to Japan in November. Yeah, you know. But yeah, uh, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on Monday. All right, goodbye, guys. See you soon. Have a nice morning. It's still morning, guys. Bye bye.